Right now, an underground organization might be collecting your intimate footage and turning it into an illegal business.
Does anyone have any information on this? Are the people aware it's broadcasted?
This tiny device was designed to keep us safe.
My phone alerted me that someone was trying to get in. He was punching in random codes.
Creeping around her backyard, peeping in her window.
But it's repeatedly fallen into the wrong hands.
I can see you at the bed. Come on, look up.
A device that was meant to protect our family members is now doing us more harm than good.
Someone drove up to steal our cat.
Your life could be live streamed for the world to see, all without your consent.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend.
Thinking about renting an Airbnb for your vacation? Your gut feeling might be telling you something. Hidden camera found in bathroom. These devices are becoming harder to identify.
So everything you see on this bed has the potential to film you.
Not all cameras notify you when they are recording.
Until they actually communicate with you, they could be in here watching.
And anyone can get their hands on this device.
Where did you get them?
Through Amazon.
Even if you don't own one, they're everywhere, including public restrooms in spaces like Walmart, McDonald's, and Starbucks.
이거는 점 조직처럼 좀 전에 말씀드렸다시피 영상을 거래하는 사람들이 있어요. 예, 그렇기 때문에 당연히
Is there a way to stop this? How can we keep ourselves safe? Let's find out. Surveillance cameras are getting smaller and better than ever. They have become a device many families use to keep an eye on pets, children, or aging parents or grandparents. And for some, cameras help ease the fear of unwanted visitors, which have become a rising concern after these two alarming videos have been shared with the world. In one household, a Manhattan man found a woman living inside his cupboard after catching her on his home security camera. She was caught urinating in the kitchen sink and drinking out of their juice carton. In another household, a Las Vegas woman's life was saved thanks to her front door camera and her husband's quick thinking. A strange man was caught on their Ring door camera muttering to himself and looking for a woman he did not know.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you.
The homeowner's husband, who was not home, jumped onto the camera's two-way audio and questioned the strange man, who then revealed he had a sharp object and a projectile. He claimed he would forcefully sleep with the woman and end her life.
I want to have an example.
The strange man was taken into custody with the help of social media. But strangers physically showing up at your home isn't the only danger. Now, there are hackers who can access your camera remotely. 4 years ago, a Canadian family in a small town in southern Ontario was a victim of this remote hacking. CBC Marketplace reported on the story during their investigation on how smart home devices spy on the home's residents, and the results were extremely unsettling. The Marketplace team found the homeowner's cameras being streamed online, showing several cameras which reveal their front porch, driveway, front street, and multiple angles of the yard and back deck. The Marketplace team wanted to show the family how dangerously easy it would be for a live stream viewer to show up at their house, so the team tracked down the family using a visible license plate. Once they arrived, CBC News reporter Magda Gabrielesi approached the homeowner and shared the news.
I don't know if you realize this, but those cameras are actually broadcasting on the internet.
Really?
Yeah. So
how would you know?
That's what brought us here, actually.
Magda then showed the homeowner the current live feed of the front of his house.
And you could just get that.
That's right, yeah. This is what's going on right now. What do you think about that?
No, I don't like that at all.
You had no idea that this was possible?
No.
Why was their footage being live streamed online?
I found this website here. It allows you to watch cameras, doorbell cameras, security cameras, hidden cameras by IP address. I went through 35 pages, but there were hundreds more.
If you find your surveillance footage online, you may have made one small mistake like this Canadian family did. They used the default password settings on their Wi-Fi operated cameras. Here's what this means. Surveillance cameras using default password settings or no password at all are considered unsecured cameras, meaning anyone can see it, including criminals. The Marketplace team found their camera footage through a website that shares thousands of unsecured cameras worldwide. The website may sound illegal, but the reality is, it isn't. It's just unsecured footage. It's unclear what the purpose of this specific website was, but CBC Marketplace claims the website was made to highlight security issues in home cameras. If you find your footage on the website, you can request for it to be removed, but they warn, remember that your camera still will be available to all internet users that use surveillance camera search software and sites. That's frightening when you realize there are over 100 million smart devices connected to the internet in Canada alone. As you can see, this happens more than you think, and you've probably encountered these devices in your lifetime.
Where did you get them?
Through Amazon.
Surveillance cameras are becoming more accessible, affordable, and easy to use for the average person. Chances are, your family has bought a surveillance camera set in the past few years. For the family in Southern Ontario, they had their cameras set up for 6 months before realizing their life was live streaming online for anyone to see. But how easy is it to actually hack into these cameras in practice? CBC Marketplace used 3 white hat hackers who were hired to test security for leaks and flaws, to hack into a Canadian family's smart home. Using easily found passwords and a phishing email, the hackers were able to compromise the smart lights, air conditioning, Nest camera, Amazon Echo device, and even their front door lock. This problem isn't isolated to certain devices or brands. Virtually any device is vulnerable. In November 2021, another TikToker shared a video that appeared to show a hacked camera moving on its own and following the TikToker as she filmed the camera. In June 2021, a woman shared a screen recording of footage taken from her home security camera. The text on screen read, "My camera got hacked and I was being watched. At the end is when I heard them say something through the live view they had. I was home alone with my kids." As we saw in an earlier video, hackers can put your children at risk by talking through the cameras. 3 years ago, Good Morning America shared stories about families that had their Ring cameras hacked, and the hackers were talking to very dear family members. In one chilling story from a family in Mississippi, a hacker tried to control a young girl when she was in her room alone.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus.
And he didn't stop there.
You can do whatever you want right now. You can mess up your room. You can break your TV.
While some children may mistake the unfamiliar voice as a new friend, this young girl was frightened and called out for help. The girl's mother said she felt violated by the hack, but her daughter was terrified, something no parent wants their child to go through.
I was even scared of my room for a few days. I'm still a little bit scared of it.
Some people were wondering why the parents had a camera in their daughter's room. Why does she have a camera in her daughter's room? Most parents who do this with young kids do it to keep an eye on things when a babysitter is there. And in this case, the mom works overnight at a hospital and uses it to stay close to her kiddos. Her oldest daughter has seizures, so the camera was to help alert the mom. In another story, a couple in Georgia was in a panic when they realized they weren't the only ones watching their family dog. The girlfriend said they got a surveillance camera in their bedroom to watch their dog while they were at work. But one evening, while her boyfriend was out and she was in the bedroom with their dog, she noticed the surveillance light turning on and questioned her boyfriend.
So I'm texting my boyfriend saying, why are you watching? We're laying down, we're about to go to sleep. He's like, what are you talking about?
It became clear it wasn't her boyfriend watching her when a voice abruptly yelled at her and the dog.
I can see you in the bed, come on, look at
the homeowner reported the incident to Ring, who released a statement to Good Morning America. While we are investigating this issue and are taking appropriate steps to protect our devices, based on our investigation, we are able to confirm this incident is in no way related to a breach or compromise of Ring's security. When a reporter shared the clip to Twitter, other people came forward with their experiences. I've had my camera hacked before and someone talking to me and watching me in my own home. Was this also with a Ring brand security camera or a different one? It was a different brand. I unplugged it and it's back in the box in a closet. Had to change all my network info and everything. I recorded the guy talking to me for an entire 3 minutes. My cam got hacked. I called 911 when I got the chance. When I called, they understand my situation and they said that they will help me and that the voice on the camera, it was just like this. And he wasn't saying the sync. She said, I see you, we can be best friends forever. Other people explained how easy it was to hack cameras. Using your username and password to gain access to a Ring camera is not hacking. Use secure passwords, damn it. It is honestly so easy to hack one of these cameras, could possibly teach my Luddite mother to do it. You don't even need a password to hack it. You just need to know some basic commands. These aren't the only examples of hacking, not by a long shot. In December 2019, a black family in Cape Coral, Florida fell victim to a hacker who berated them with racist language and slurs. The hacker asked questions about the couple's son.
Wait, so did your child come out? I don't know. What? Nothing.
The wife said she suspected the hacker had been watching the family for longer than the length of the recording, since the hacker knew the couple had a son, and he knew what the son looked like. Throughout the recording, the hacker continued asking racially charged questions.
Can you bring like a web browser up on your phone and then type in the website that I tell you? No. Why? I'll leave you and your family alone. Or I could do this. I like your dog.
He also ordered the couple to do things for him or else face more harassment. The family ripped out the camera's batteries and contacted Ring, who told them the email address and password of one of your external accounts was exposed in a data breach. In a report from CBS Chicago from January 2019, someone hacked into a family's Nest camera and spoke to the family's 7-month-old baby. The homeowner also believed the hacker turned up the heat in the home to 90 degrees, which would be dangerous for the baby. When the homeowner contacted Nest, he said the company told him the hacking wouldn't have happened if he had a unique password and two-factor authentication. Nest also told the homeowner they had no idea how long the hackers had access to his cameras. This problem is so widespread that in 2020, a class action lawsuit was filed by dozens of Ring camera owners who claimed they were subjected to harassment from hackers. Sometimes the spying can come from someone you think you know. In January 2022, a former professor at the University of Oklahoma Health Sciences Center faced over 100 charges for allegedly placing a hidden camera in a teenager's bedroom. According to investigators, the girl's mother notified local police when she found a secret camera in her daughter's bedroom. And according to the probable cause affidavit for a search warrant on his house, he admitted to hiding the camera in the girl's room. As you live your life, you may find yourself staying in Airbnbs, motels, or hotels. These places aren't safe from camera issues either, but this time, the cameras belong to an outside party. You may have encountered one and never realized it. In December 2020, a TikToker found a camera hidden in a screw in her Airbnb. In November 2020, another TikToker found a camera in plain sight in the shower in his Airbnb. And in April 2021, a third TikToker found a hidden camera in her Airbnb that was designed to look like a USB outlet.
We think that there could have possibly been a mic because of some of the things that they messaged us was really weird and like too specific, but I'm gonna load a picture of the hidden camera we found. So here is a picture of it zoomed in, plugged into the wall, and looks like a harmless USB charger that they might have left for guests. It's not. One second. Mind you that this was a one-room place, so it was viewpoint of the bathroom, could see the bedroom, and you can see the couch is right next to it in that photo. Here's the back of it. You can see a camera and a blinking light.
Some Airbnb guests have taken action and sued an Airbnb host for invasion of privacy, inflicting emotional distress, and distributing explicit materials after claiming a unit they rented had hidden cameras throughout the property. According to NBC San Diego, the guests allegedly found 2 of the cameras in the bathroom and another in the bedroom ceiling. The host denied the cameras were operational at the time. The attorney representing the guests said the incident left severe trauma. Every time that somebody looks at him funny, for the rest of his life, he's not going to know whether the reason is because he was recognized from the hidden cameras. That's where the harm here comes in. It's easy to see why the guests would be concerned about hidden cameras in areas they believe to be private. According to a UK Court of Appeal ruling, filming an intimate partner without their consent is considered to be voyeurism, which is a sex crime. In Canada, an Airbnb guest found hidden cameras and reported them to the platform, which recommended the guest move to a hotel and call the police. Police seized the video camera from the rented apartment, where they discovered recorded video of people engaged in various private activities in the bedroom. The owner was charged with voyeurism, but because the video was seized without a warrant, the video camera and footage could not be admitted into evidence. On Airbnb's page about recording devices, the company allows disclosed devices monitoring only public spaces and common spaces. The company does not allow concealed and undisclosed devices monitoring common spaces, devices located in or monitoring private spaces. But the hidden camera controversy doesn't stop with private residences. Even if you don't travel, you likely have been to restaurants and bars or have been to public restrooms. At least 2 McDonald's locations appear to have cameras installed in their restrooms. And Walmart was sued for installing a camera in a bathroom, which they claimed was in place to prevent theft. Hacking into cameras seems to be a more prevalent issue in the United States, but in Asia, cameras have an even more twisted purpose. Criminals in South Korea are using miniature cameras to ruin lives. Molka, the Korean word for secret camera, now refers to the crime business currently happening in Korea. Korea got a taste of just how bad the problem was in 2019 when the Burning Sun scandal swept the country, involving a number of Korean celebrities and police officials.
유포한 혐의를 받고 있는 정준영 씨 소식 자세히 전해드리겠습니다.
A chat room was leaked where Korean celebrities such as Jung Jeon-young, Seungri, and Choi Jung-hoon were outed for illicit activities. Molka crimes have become such a problem that it's become a life or death situation for some women. In 2019, a young woman took her life after discovering she had been secretly filmed while in her doctor's changing room. Her family said she had been suffering from nightmares and trauma after finding out about the recording. A clinical pathologist at the hospital she worked at was arrested after he reportedly made holes in the wall of the change rooms so he could film his victims. Her father said the victim took antidepressants to cope, but she was tormented by the fact that others may have seen the video. Molka problems have been on the rise. In 2017, 6,400 Molka cases of illegal filming were reported to the police, which is a steep increase in cases from the 2,400 that were reported in 2012. In October 2019, 2 men were arrested after they were caught filming 1,600 motel guests, and the videos were put behind paywalls on a website. They had set up secret cameras in 42 rooms in 30 different hotels. In the hotel rooms, they found mini cameras with 1mm lenses in digital boxes, hairdryer holders, and wall sockets. They found that more than 800 videos were illegally live-streamed, and the suspects had earned 7 million won, or $6,200 from 97 users who paid a monthly fee to access the materials. Na Young Lee, a sociology professor at Chung-Ang University in Seoul, said South Korean women are becoming increasingly alarmed by the Molka epidemic. There are cameras everywhere, from toilets to motels, houses where you are living alone, to school, and these pictures or film footages are distributed on sites while you are not aware of them. They are combined with other graphic images to be pornographies and circulated again. In August 2018, 70,000 people marched in the streets of Seoul with signs that read, "My life is not your." Na Young said a lot of women feel like police and prosecutors weren't taking the crime seriously. Even if they make a report to police just dismiss the case and men are soon released. Women insist there are biased investigations and rulings involved. She brought up a case from 2018 where a model was sentenced to 10 months in detention and 40 hours of therapy after filming a colleague and posting the footage online. Na Young compared the case to a similar case with the genders of the perpetrator and victim switched, and the male perpetrator only received a fine of 2 million won, which is $1,680. One notable case of Molka crime was the passing of K-pop star Gu Hara. Many believe that the judicial system failed her after her ex-boyfriend allegedly filmed their intimate moments without her consent and used the footage to blackmail her. The boyfriend was later acquitted of the charge of illicit filming, but was charged with assault and threats. Sadly, spy cams aren't only a big problem in Korea, they're also a prominent crime in Japan as well. And love hotels are a prime spot for hidden cameras. Videos are taken of couples trying to have an intimate night together without their consent and sold to explicit websites. Vice spoke with private investigator Haruki Kono about the growing epidemic. He said the most common type of technology used in spy cams is micro USB cards and miniature cameras. According to Hiroyuki, it's easy to watch people, even overseas. In this day and age, it would even be possible to connect a small-sized hidden camera placed somewhere overseas to Wi-Fi and send footage from that camera to a smartphone which could show the footage through an app. Hiroyuki also showed the minimal technology required to set up hidden camera live streams. While these cameras may be small, they're capable of producing up to 4K quality videos. Like the cameras mentioned before, these can also be purchased on Amazon for around 5,000 yen, which is around $45. Hiroyuki claimed the cameras were easy to set up, and once they're recording, they can be left alone to increase anonymity. According to Hiroyuki, spy cams are more common in love hotels than regular ones, as love hotels tend to have a lot of decorations, making it easier to hide the cameras. However, he doesn't believe regular hotels to be safe either, as both kinds of hotels are equipped with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi and a power source are all a hidden camera needs to stream the footage. The problem is bad enough that Hiroyuki said he wouldn't spend the night in a hotel with his significant other. Hotels aren't the only problem, according to Hiroyuki. He said he's heard of cases from brothels, houses with multiple tenants, and even youth hostels. So how do we go about spotting these hidden cameras?
Now the first thing you're going to want to look for is devices that are conveniently placed where a creeper would want to look.
One TikTok user showed a fire alarm in a strange location, right above the bed.
Shine a bright light at it. If you hit a camera lens, it's going to give a bluish reflection.
He showed various items you would not expect to find a camera in.
But if we shine a bright light at it, we can see through the glass and see there's a camera there, and the wall charger it's plugged into is actually also a camera.
He also shared an interesting method for finding cameras using an item many of us have, a phone.
If we turn off the lights and use the front-facing phone camera, we can actually see these LEDs.
He explained this works because night vision cameras use infrared LEDs to see. However, the front-facing camera tends to be the only one that works. Marcus Hutchins, a British hacker, said you can practice on your TV remote. One of South Korea's best-known spy cam hunters, Song Hae-young, also had advice to share. Hae-young said common areas he and his team look out for are fire alarms, TV boxes, under couches, and places that might not draw attention. He said he's found a camera in one of the most unexpected and violating spots.
샤워기 헤드에 방수로 된 카메라를 한번 접근한 적이 있고요. 그래서 이제 요즘에는 이제 그 불법 촬영 카메라가 뭐 기술이 좋으니까 방수도 가능하다는 부분이거든요.
If you haven't found anything and still suspect you're being live streamed, try turning off the Wi-Fi. A family in Ireland found out they were being watched after finding a strange Wi-Fi called IP camera. Now that we know what to look for in hotel rooms, a video from the popular YouTube channel Brightside showed us what to look for in public bathrooms.
You know how the ones designed for coats usually have just one hook? Well, the sketchy ones often have a double hook. Hidden inside these hooks are tiny, discrete cameras.
And they come with the same scary capabilities.
If a criminal is willing to splurge, they can get one that not only films video but also records audio. And if you think it couldn't get any creepier, think again. Since these tiny spy cameras are wireless, they can be recorded remotely.
Some people left safety tips in the comments. Also, you can place a finger on the mirror in any public restroom or changing room. If the reflection touches your finger, it's a genuine mirror. But if they don't, it's a two-way mirror and somebody's watching on the other end. Call the police immediately. If you see a strange-looking coat hook, put your jacket or purse on it so they can't see you. Then, if they were to try and record you, the jacket or purse would muffle it up. So if there's a coat hook, use it. Others felt calling the police was a bit much. Imagine calling the police, I saw a suspicious coat hanger. And what if it was just a normal one? Please do not call 911 for a hanger with a potential camera. Call your local police department on their non-emergency line. 911 is only for emergencies when lives are in danger. One TikToker said people were over-exaggerating.
Wow, what a cool hole on this doorknob. Wait, what if that hole's a hidden camera? Every door handle has it. Every door has it? I guess I'm tripping. That means there's a hidden camera in every doorknob.
But are people really over-exaggerating? Even though Airbnb's community standards state that spy cams aren't allowed, it doesn't mean they don't still happen. Several hosts have been caught watching their guests through hidden cameras placed in a black box, clock, and smoke detector. Hotels, restaurants, and retail stores also usually don't use hidden cameras within private spaces, but nothing is impossible. In 2009, Walmart placed a surveillance camera in the unisex washroom to prevent theft. The washroom was used by both employees and customers. But the likely cause of cameras at hotels are potentially cameras that are left behind on purpose by previous guests. These cameras blend in so well within the environment, they can easily go unnoticed by staff. Spycam hunter Hae-young showed how difficult it would be to spot these hidden cameras in a private space by hiding 30 of them in a love motel. Stacey Dooley, who was investigating hidden cameras on BBC at the time, was only able to find a few which were hidden in soap bottles, picture frames, cosmetic bottles, clothes hangers, a watch, room decor, and the air conditioner. Hae-young later revealed all 30 devices, showing a number of innocent-looking items.
So everything you see on this bed has the potential to film you.
But what about the cameras at home? For home surveillance like Ring, Nest, and many others, the common advice is to make sure you change the default password, use a stronger password, don't share login information or access your camera with third parties, and keep software up to date. If you're really worried, Digital Trends suggests purchasing a firewall or antivirus protection to add an additional barrier to keep hackers out. If you've fallen victim to hackers and worry that these tips aren't enough, it might be time to consider moving your in-home cameras to less private areas of your home, or angle the camera in a way that they don't see private spaces like the bed, toilet, or shower, to name a few. This way, you can always have peace of mind in your own home. In a world where we already have so much to worry about, being on high alert for a hidden camera is the last thing on our mind. But when you realize the trauma of a personal video being shared with millions, it's something that can't be ignored. While some folks may just be hacking and trolling, others take it to sinister levels. Unfortunately, wherever there's a community for trouble, this situation will be inevitable. So for now, there's nothing wrong with being a little more cautious. Have you ever had an issue with your smart surveillance camera? And have you ever found a hidden camera in your staycation? Let us know in the comments below.